been waiting so long to tell you guys. I cannot believe it. I'm so excited now. I know you're looking back here and going, oh, this is about the Sith raid, and that is coming. But this video is even more exciting because we already know about the Sith raid where we fight against the Triumvirate. No, this is even better. This is the reward for that. That's right. We are going to get Darth Traya. Yeah, Darth Traya in all of her magic glory. She's gonna have, I saw the artwork, she's gonna have these crazy sabers, 3 purple sabers flying around, whittling fools down all by themselves, flying through the air. This is sick. It's crazy. You guys are going to love it when they launch it. The reason why that video is coming out later is because they're trying to acquire assets for that video. But this video was able to come out, and I've got 2 other videos, okay? So this video is basically an update video telling you what's coming into the game, what's happening, and then I'm going to have some follow-up videos for you to watch to really get the in-depth gameplay and analysis because there's just way too much going on to throw it into a bunch of videos. So this update video and then a couple of videos. Now, we all thought we were going to get the Sith Triumvirate, and we are right. That is right. Not only will the raid chase be Traya, but we will also, since we already have Darth Nihilus, we will also be doing a marquee event for none other than Darth Sion, who is, guess what? That's right, a Sith tank to replace General frickin' Kenobi. He is easily replaceable with this particular tank. We're going to go into their kits, but a marquee event means everybody gets them, and at 3 stars, still viable. Obviously, more viable at a higher rate, and if you were ever going to wail out on a particular character, this was one that people will be considering for days. And then there's another marquee event. That's right, we have a second marquee event coming into the game, and that is going to be Visas Marr. That's right. Now, this is Visas Marr after she had her fallout with the dark side and got to the light side, and before her whole like rebuild with the Jedi. This is good light side Visas Marr, and she has crazy anti-Sith synergy. She's going to be built specifically for the PvE content and the raid that's coming out. So she's going to be a chase for anybody who wants to add someone like that to the raid. Plus, she's going to be really good in phase 1 specifically of the raid. Like I said, I'll get into more details about each of those phases, but I've been excited. I couldn't wait to tell you. And man, the artwork, once you guys are able to see this, is insane for Traya. She stands there and this electric energy comes through her and she attacks from the ground up. It just seizes energy through them from underneath them, and her sabers fly through the air, all 3 of them doing mad damage to the opponents. It is sick. Again, I wish I had that footage for you, but I don't. But that is what you guys are going to be chasing. Side note, you'll notice in some of the footage that Sith Trooper auto taunts. Yes, you heard right. Auto taunts. He is going to be getting an auto taunt buff. So if you see that, that is in fact something that is coming into the game. What this video is not about is any of the other updates. This is a update video on those things I just mentioned. Now let's get into it. All right, now we're going to go ahead and go through Visas Marr first, and then we're going to hit Darth Sion next. So if you want to skip Visas Marr, do it now, but I do suggest you take a look at what she's capable of. She's going to have more PvE viability than PvP viability, but she will be viable in PvP nonetheless. Her offensive, she's going to be an offensive healer with really strong anti-Sith synergy. Again, she's being built specifically for the raid. Now, her basic is called telekinetic blast, telekinetic blast, and it will deal physical damage to a target enemy and dispel all debuffs on Visas Marr and another random debuffed ally. So her and another ally get debuffed or cleansed. So she brings in that cleanse, which is awesome. It says if the target's a Sith, the one that she's hitting on her basic, Visas Marr will, and her lowest health ally will also recover 25% max health. That's huge. So as long as she's going against Sith, her basic just constantly revives whoever is the lowest health. This is really exciting if anybody happens to be running Emperor Palpatine with their Night Sisters, which I know a number of people that are trying that out, because this is going to guarantee a constant 25% max health gain on her basic for her and for another target ally. Also, if any debuffs were dispelled, and more than likely it will, it's going to reduce the cooldown of Dark Healing by 1. Now, Dark Healing has a cooldown of 8. It's her first special, but this is going to, her basic is going to reduce the cooldown of 1. Now, you may be thinking, this sounds familiar. I remember someone else that kind of reduces the cooldown of another special ability, and that is right, Darth Nihilus, his basic, if it takes away debuffs, or if it debuffs, you know, takes away any of their buffs through the dispelling on his basic, it reduces his first special as well. So this basic has a lot going on. Some okay damage, 2 dispels, random health regeneration to whoever's the lowest health in herself, and also reducing the cooldown of dark healing just as long as any the debuffs are dispelled. Now, her first special, dark healing, has a cooldown of 8, which can be reduced by her basic, which is awesome, and it will deal physical damage to all enemies, and all allies are going to gain health steal up for 1 turn. This is the second occurrence of this happening. Of course, Emperor Palpatine now gives this in his special, but she's going to give it in her special, so she gives health steal up to everybody, and then she recovers health equal to 35% of Visas Marr's max health. So if you mod her for health, just like you would any healer, she's going to go ahead and give everybody health steal up and give them a 35% healing. This is an amazing heal for the entire team. Also, if she's at full health after using the ability, she will revive a random defeated ally at 50% health. So she's kind of like Ewok Elder in that she can cleanse, she can heal, she can bring back to life, and her basic's going to reduce this healing this dark healing cooldown of 8. Pretty awesome. Her second special is called Piercing Strike. It has a cooldown of 4, and it's going to deal physical damage to a target enemy and grant all allies defense penetration for 2 turns. This attack ignores protection. So this is going to go straight to the health, which is pretty awesome, and defense penetration. This means you're going to be able to ignore a percentage of the armor. Think about this paired with Han Solo. Han Solo is now going to be able to do the damage that he's really meant to do with his abilities. Also, she has a unique, it's called Returned to the Light. This does include a Zeta, so she has a Zeta on this unique, and it says, while Visas Marr has no debuffs, which she's constantly cleansing herself, right, on her basic, it says she also has a 60% chance to assist whenever another ally attacks a Sith enemy. This will be once per turn, so if one character gets multiple turns, she's not going to attack multiple times on their turn, but she can attack multiple times per attack round as long as it's a different character attacking. So 60% chance to assist is not horrible at all. That means as long as she's got no debuffs, she's going to be sitting there kicking butt as long as you're hitting Sith. This is the second anti-Sith synergy that she has in her kit, and the portion that is actually the Zeta is that while Visas Marr has no debuffs, she'll also have a 100% counter chance and a 60% chance to assist when attacking another. So she will have a 100% counter chance added to her ability. That's crazy. That means she's guaranteed to be attacking. And remember, that attack is her basic, which then debuffs herself and another random ally. And she also recovers, and the other one recovers 25 max health and reduces dark healing by 1. This is every single time she counters, so that's pretty crazy. So that is Visas Marr. I see her primarily as PvE, very exciting character, but built specifically for the raid, very specifically for phase 1. I know a lot of people that are looking into whether they're going to, invest or so to speak on these particular characters. And just remember, what Visas Marr brings is she's anti-Sith. She's going to be great for the Sith raid phase 1, and she provides 2 new buffs for her allies, that defense penetration up, and of course that health steal up, so they can gain extra health back themselves. She is going to be viable in PvP, but she's not going to work as good as Sion that we're about to talk about, but for PvE, she is insane. All right, now let's move to Darth Sion. He's going to be the aggressive Sith tank that you need to replace General Kenobi, and he does so with flavor. He is amazing. He's got some of the best graphics in the game. I'm so excited for him to come in. Now, his basic is called Dark Rage, and it will deal physical damage to a target enemy and inflict pain. That's a new debuff, and you will need potency to apply this debuff, okay? So it will inflict pain for 3 turns on the target. If they have already been hit with pain, either from a previous situation or his AoE or something, it will dispel all debuffs on him. So he's a tank that can cleanse himself just simply by hitting those people that already have pain. Now, the way pain works is he hits on his basic and applies it. Also, his first special is called Torment. It is a cooldown of 5, and it will deal physical damage to all enemies and dispel all buffs on them. That's right, you heard it, an AoE dispel on his special. That is what we have needed, especially against the Jedi Training Raid teams and against so many other teams, being able to get rid of all their buffs. And it will also inflict pain, this special new debuff, on all enemies for 3 turns. That's 5 enemies potential that this is going to land on, this pain is going to land on. And then it says reduce the cooldown of this ability by 1 for each enemy without pain. This attack can't be evaded. Now, that's not a typo. That actually says that this attack can't be evaded, so there's no foresight or anything like that's going to be a bother. It's going to go right through foresight, and it says if it misses a target, so you know you got potency, right? And that's what you're going to use to make sure this sticks. Let's pretend RNG screws you and 2 of the characters across the way don't get pain. Well, it will reduce this cooldown of 5 by 2 because those 2 didn't have pain inflicted, making it now a cooldown of 3. So you just get to use it even faster. So it either lands or he gets to use it right away again. So he gets to keep using it again and again and again. So you either have high potency and you have good RNG, or you have low potency and low RNG. Now, why this is really important is if you're free to play and you don't have the best mods, he is built to work regardless. This is absolutely a win-win situation, and it cannot be evaded, meaning all the Jedi, it's going to go right through their foresight, all of the resistance and their foresight, all of that, plus General Kenobi putting up his possible foresight. Now, he has a second special called Break Will, and has a cooldown of 4, and this is a special that looks trick, man. He takes his saber, spins around, and stabs the individual from behind. I mean, it is sick. He just thrusts it backwards and hits him. It is awesome looking. I love Break Will's ability, but what it does is it will deal physical damage and inflict pain again on the target enemy for 3 turns. This attack cannot be evaded. Against this is another non-evaded ability. So this is an anti-Jedi Training Ray. If the target already had pain, which is more than likely because he'll have done a basic Torment, which has the AoE of pain on everyone, this is going to deal 100% more damage, and Sion will recover 35% of his protection. 35%, and he'll do 100% more damage. So what I'm telling you is you're going to need an offense set and a potency set when you're modding him to make sure he does as much damage as possible, even when he doesn't crit, and so that he has potency so he can land the debuffs. Now, his third special ability is called Held by Hatred. A lot of them are just calling it Hatred. It has a cooldown of 15, and you're thinking, 15, that's forever. We're never going to see it. This is like the 70 cooldown on BB-8, where the 70 cooldown goes down lightning fast. It is this absolute same with Hatred. The cooldown of 15 skyrockets through because Sion's going to dispel all debuffs on himself, so he cleanses himself. He recovers 100% health. He gets an extra turn. That's right, he gains 100% turn meter. And then Sion gains this Hatred. It's a special, unique buff that can't be dispelled or prevented, and he has it until he's killed. The ability is going to start on cooldown. What that means is that when he inflicts pain on his basic, on his special Break Will, or on his AoE Torment, every time he inflicts pain, it will reduce the cooldown to 15. Now, a lot of you are asking, if they already have pain, can he re-inflict pain? And yes, pain doesn't stack, but it can replace itself to refresh the 3 turns that it stays on, and every time it refreshes on a character, it will reduce that cooldown to 1. Now, a lot of people are saying, what's this Hatred buff that he has that's kind of like Bounty Hunter's Resolve over Boba Fett's head? And it's called Hatred, and it gives him plus 25% critical chance, 100% defense, much like Sith Trooper has. Also, plus 100% offense. Now, the reason why I suggested offense mods is because anytime a character boosts their offense like this, your base offense, get it as high as you can. So when he gives himself that 100% offense, it skyrockets that set. Now, when this unit's defeated, they revive with 100% health and gain 100% turn meter. So he comes right back to life and instantly gets another turn. That is absolutely crazy. Now, his unique is called Lord of Pain, and I'm sure a lot of you saw that in the recent last marquee event. They accidentally put Lord of Pain on the marquee event, and that is true. He's a marquee event, but he is coming in. But his unique's called Lord of Pain, and this also includes the Zeta upgrade. But Sion will have 100% defense and 100% tenacity against enemies with pain. That means if they have that pain debuff, they're probably not going to be applying any debuffs to him. They won't be, as well as the plus 100% defense, making it really, really difficult for them to kill him. At the start of each enemy turn, if they have pain, Sion gains taunt until the end of the turn. Now, you're hearing this right. He inflicts pain on a character. Maybe he only inflicts it on, let's say, 2. Those 2 characters have to hit him because he'll be taunting. So it's a very disruptive taunt that forces those with pain to have to target him and him alone. Absolutely crazy. And at the end of each turn, Sion inflicts pain for 3 turns again onto enemy who has damaged him for that turn. So once you have pain, you have to attack him because he'll taunt on your turn, and then you have to target him because you have the pain debuff. And then once you hit him, you're not going to be able to apply debuffs probably, and you're going to do very little to no damage because of the defense. And then he's going to turn around and inflict pain on you for 3 more turns all over again. This is absolutely crazy. He's a very, very, very frustrating, very disruptive taunt, very similar to General Kenobi, but better in that he's got that disruptive taunt, and it's very specific. It's who he's hurting with pain as to who he's forcing to attack him. So if you want certain characters to be pulled out of the game, their best damage dealers to hit him, you target them, put pain over them, and then they have to hit him. This is really awesome. It also says that when he's allied with Darth Traya, which we know now is going to be the Raid Chase, the character that we're going for, or if he's with Darth Nihilus. Now, this is the Sith Triumvirate, and hopefully at one point we'll eventually have all 3 and be able to run them, right? Because we're going to earn Darth Traya. We have Darth Nihilus, but anytime the Darth Traya or Darth Nihilus are critically hit, it's going to reduce this hatred by 1 on the cooldown. So the 15 cooldown is not only going to be reduced every single time the 2 of the other triumvirate get hit, but it's also going to be reduced due to every single pain, which can be up to 5 on his AoE, and if it's PvE, it could be even more, as well as every time he hits on his basic and on his special. This is very, very unique. I am absolutely loving the way they built it. Now, his Zeta portion of this unique Lord of Pain says at the end of each of his turn, Sion will inflict pain for 3 turns to any enemy who damaged him that turn. That was a part of the original text, but that's the portion that is going to be a Zeta. So basic things to know about Darth Sion is he inflicts that new debuff called Pain. He gains strength when the Sith Triumvirate allies are attacked, and it speeds him up with his ability. And he introduces that new buff called Held by Hatred. It makes the Sion stronger, and it revives him after he's defeated. And of course, when he's revived, he has an instantaneous extra turn. So for PvP, you can run him obviously with Sith Trooper in a full Sith squad. This is how you get rid of your General Kenobi, and you're able to move to a full Sith team. Make sure that you mod him with offense and potency and put a ton of protection. Remember, in PvP, people are going to see him and freak, and they're going to go after to kill him as fast as possible. So make sure you have a lot of protection so he can get his hatred off, because once that happens, it is going to be all downhill after that. You just got to make sure he gets there so you can see his full potential. Also, in player versus environment, PvE, he's going to work really, really good in the environment under lots of different leads, including Emperor Palpatine. But think about Darth Nihilus-led teams. It's going to be exciting with his ability to revive and his health steal and hatred. Isn't going to heal under Nihilus, but he can easily get health steal up with Nihilus's lead, as long as Nihilus's lead is Zetaed, which is going to make him a ridiculously durable tank under Darth Nihilus. He's going to have a near permanent basic uptime of pain on raid bosses. Is going to grant your Sith just a lot of additional survivability. So although his Held by Hatred is a heal or a cleanse, it's recommended not to use it immediately if you're on offense, if you already have hatred. And the reason is it's going to take a while to reach it later in the fight. And so you want the cooldown is preserved through the revive. So you want to make sure you save it until he doesn't have hatred. Make sure you plan how to use his hatred in both PvP and PvE to ensure that he gets that revive. You don't want to use it too early, because then he'll have that revive capability too early and not be hurt quite enough. But this is really exciting. I'm super excited. So Sith Trooper taunts, we're getting Darth Traya. We're getting 2 marquee events very soon. We're getting both Visas Marr and Darth Sion, the new tank for Sith that's going to replace General Kenobi, so you can go full dark side. I hope this is everything and more of what you wanted. Coming up soon, I will have a detailed video of the Sith raid. Of course, I'll have detailed videos of Sion in action, so you can really get an in-depth view on him in combat and some of the best team compositions. By the way, this team composition is really the team composition to go for. It's phenomenal, and it handled every meta team that was possible. Super excited for you guys to check that out. And Visas Marr looks amazing as a light side character, anti-Sith, totally made for a team going against that. Very cool for PvE, especially for the raid. I want to know what you guys are thinking. Make sure you leave your comments down below, and as always, keep your gaming on. Warrior out.